Hi guys, welcome to my channel Soil and Margaritas. My name is Roxana and I am so glad that you're here. So, winter sowing. I am going to try winter sowing this year for the first time and I am very excited. I don't know if it's going to work, honestly. I actually learned about winter sowing last year from watching other people on Instagram posting everything about saving their clear containers, their milk jugs for winter sowing, and I looked into it, and actually a few people that I follow started doing this last year for the first time, and I thought, well, if it works for them, then maybe I'll give it a try next year. I saw some great things about it. Obviously, people have been doing this for years. And if you don't know what winter sowing is, it is basically starting your seeds outside during the winter months. If you have been doing seeds indoors, under growing lights, under warm conditions, you kind of have to forget about the principles that apply to that a little bit because it doesn't apply to winter sowing. Basically, what you will need is a clear container. The taller, the better, where the light can come through, and you're going to use either seed starting mix or potting mix. And actually, a couple people that I follow, some of them do seed starting mix, some of them do potting mix. I think that they both work great. Whatever you have on hand, just try it. Like I say, it's the first time that I'm going to try it this year, so I am going to go with seed starting mix. Why? Because I already have it on hand. I am going to start seeds indoors, so I don't have to go to the store and buy any potting mix. But what you are going to be doing is basically creating your own little mini greenhouses to keep outside. And one of the cool things about this idea, if it works, I think that it's going to be great for saving space inside. I gotta be honest, every time you start seeds indoors, you wanna try something else and something else after that. And at the end of the season, between April and May, you are running out of space because you started everything under the moon from seed. And I think that this will sort of help to create some space indoors to start something else. But I'm excited. I'm intrigued about this idea. So hopefully it works. You also don't have to water this as often as you would your seeds indoors. Basically, if you have snow and you have some rain during the winter months, then you don't even have to worry about watering your mini greenhouses. Unless you have really dry winters where you live, then you might just want to keep an eye on them to make sure that they don't dry out. Also, what I heard is that the seedlings that you get from winter sowing are supposed to be a lot healthier and a lot stronger than the ones that you start indoors. And another thing, which I think is kind of like a big plus, is that you don't have to harden off your seedlings from the winter sowing method. If you start seeds indoors, you know that at the end of the season, when your seedlings are ready to go outside, you have to spend a week and a half from taking them out slowly, day by day, so they don't get into a shock. With winter sowing, they're already outside, they're already exposed to the elements, so that's time saving right there. So like you saw already at the beginning of the video, I already prepared my containers. Basically, what you want to make sure is that you have drainage holes. That's very important. Also, you want to make sure that you leave about, 4 to 5 centimeters of good space for your soil to be. You make a cut around your container, and with this one, I almost went too close. But you want to leave a good piece in the corner or in the back where you can just easily do this when you're ready to take your seedlings out. Another thing, you guys, that I learned about this is how much I hate taking the stickers off of all of these. Honestly, I probably spent way too much time trying to get all the stickiness. Some of them still have some of the residue there, but look at this. That is how every bottle with stickers should be, but anyway, so little things. Another thing to mention is that you are not going to keep these closed. You're going to throw the lids away or recycle them. And basically, when we are done putting the soil in here and putting the seeds in here, we're just going to tape this around. We're going to label the mini greenhouses, and then we'll leave this intact outside. So when it snows, when it rains, basically this will be where the water will go in. With your drainage holes, they will keep them nice and moist. And it sounds easy enough, right? If you haven't started seeds indoors, then I think that this is going to be a great method for you to start some things outside. Now, what kind of seeds can you grow using the winter sowing method? I found some mixed information about this. The average answer is if you have perennials that survive in your zone, if you have perennials that come back every year, then you can start seeds for those plants in winter sowing. Also, hardy annuals in your zone, they can take some cold nights. They should be able to grow okay here. I am not an expert, obviously. This is the first time that I'm trying these, but I have seen people starting tomatoes, peppers, squash in winter sowing. I don't know if I could be lucky enough to do that here. I don't know that I would want to try it anyway, because I already have my setup for starting seeds indoors under grow lights, so I don't think that I need to try those with this. So we'll see how they go. Try it. I think that the worst thing that can happen is that some of your seeds died, and that's okay. If they work, I think that it's going to, like I said, it's going to open up some space inside for me to try other things that I have been wanting to try. And it's a great idea. I mean, why not? You put some seeds, you forget about it, and in April or May, then, or for me, at the beginning of May, then I am ready to get them out of here, and hopefully they'll grow. Let me show you how I'm going to be putting this together, and then we'll go from there. So I am going to start by adding water to my seed starting mix, just so it's not completely dry. And I don't want it to be soaking wet, but I also don't want the seed starting mix, which is super fluffy, just flying around as I move them into their little containers. And this is the way that you should start with your seed starting mix, regardless if you're doing winter sowing or if you're doing seeds indoors. Now, some of you are wondering, why is she doing this inside on her white table? Well, first of all, that's the only table that I have. I wasn't going to buy a special table. And second of all, it's like 29 degrees outside. So I like you guys, but I don't like you that much to go out there and do this outside. All right, this is good. See? It's nice and moisture. Okay. And you want to press down on the soil just slightly. Nice. Okay, so first I am going to start with this Amidara. I haven't grown this before. And I actually, oh my goodness. Okay, and that's probably plenty. I'm only going to put 4 in here because, oh, beautiful. Ow! And I got these locally. I think this is $2 a packet of alyssum. And I have other alyssum that I bought months ago, but I don't want to risk it. So I don't want to use my good seeds. basically. The next one is these beautiful hollyhocks. They're double hollyhocks. I actually started these ones last year and they grew beautifully. However, I took them out a little too early. So basically I killed the plants by taking them out 2 weeks a little too early outside. We had a freeze and they died. And then I'm going to try, this one doesn't have a picture, but it's a snapdragon. It is a Madame Butterfly red snapdragon. The next one, it's Agara. I actually got seeds, I got these seeds last year, but I didn't try them. So I'm excited to see what these do. These are the really tall variety, the white, almost pink, but barely any pink on them. This one is Nicotiana, I don't know however you say it. This one is Bronze Queen. Again, I haven't grown it before. And the seeds are so tiny. So I'm going to try, I don't know how this will do. I haven't seen anybody else try this type. It is Crospedia Billy Buttons. So now for the last part, we want to make sure that we label each container. So let's see if I can do this in a clean way. So I'm going to try a couple of things with labeling. I heard people say that if you write on the outside, because of the snow and the rain, that it could disappear. So I'm just going to do 2 labels, one inside and then one outside, just to see how they do. So this one is then so that is it for this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoy it. I am going to be moving all of these bottles outside on top of one of my raised beds so they can be exposed to the elements. And if you would like to see how these do, I'm hoping that I can post an update towards the end of April-ish. So if you haven't, give us a like, and I would love for you to think about subscribing. Until the next time.